edition of the Division IV Valley Championship with Jordan Sandler and Michael Conowitz, and this a rematch of a game that Wasco won here at this field 49-0, Jordan, but they were facing a much maligned Bakersfield Christian team.
That's right, Mike. We are going to be seeing a different Bakersfield Christian team tonight. The Eagles have their star running back totally healthy. Matt Smith, the sophomore. He is big, he is powerful, he's a physical back. Wasco did not face a healthy Matt Smith the first time around earlier in the season. Eagles, so a healthy Eagles tonight. Last champion to hoist a title. They lost last year to Washington Union. This year, looking Bakersfield Christian, not a high-scoring team. They were the number 3 seed. Now looking for the big upset at Wasco tonight in the championship as we're just about to get underway.
So it will be Bakersfield Christian kicking off to the Tigers to start this one out, as the Tigers in their home black unis and the sharp white helmets, and of course Bakersfield Christian in their white unis with their blue helmets.
Bakersfield Christian, we should mention, has a winning tradition with Derek Carr as their quarterback. They won the Division 5 championship in 2008, won the Division 5 in 2007, looking for their first Division 4 title against the difficult Wasco Tigers. Here we go.
This one fielded well at the 18, running up the right sideline, has room, gets the 30.
Wasco getting the ball first. They like that. 4 touchdowns per game in the first quarter and blow teams out. They put it away. Number 3. 34 touchdowns on the ground this season.
They're going to tonight, and the first handoff of the game is Sharp running up the right side and finding room across the 41 to around the 42-yard line.
They're not wasting any time. Sharp looking to break it. He scored the first 2 touchdowns of the Tigers' quarterfinal game and semifinal game to get here. They're going to feed him the ball early and often, and on defense, Bakersfield Christian just hoping their tacklers and their fundamentally sound football can slow down this run game.
9-yard gain makes it 2nd and 1, and handoff this time finding room up the right side is Grinner, and Grinner's down to the 30 and out of bounds inside the 30, about the 29-yard line, and Terrence Grinner, the 5.
They're a 1-2 punch. Mike, when you're facing Wasco, you're going to see 5 different guys coming out of the backfield who can put up touchdowns, and really when anyone gets the ball, this offensive line opens holes for them. Their quarterback as well is like a fullback. The senior, the 3rd-year starter, Kyle Wadle, taking the snaps, and he can definitely run up the field himself.
1st and 10, and pitch out right. And this time it's Lopez, Casper Lopez, the fullback in this formation, out to the right side for a good first down gain.
Casper Lopez, the junior, he's a small guy, but he's got deceiving speed. Already has 3 touchdowns over the first 2 playoff games. And they just have so many options. They give their guys rest. The key to this offense, their tough, physical offensive line, it doesn't matter who gets the ball. These guys will find a way to make holes up the middle.
3-yard gain for Lopez. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 26-yard line of Bakersfield. And here goes Sharp, but he is tackled well by Kuchka, Hayden Kuchka, a 5'10 junior.
Aiden Kuchka. His coach calls him the wild man, controlled chaos. We're going to see Kuchka all over the field on offense and defense. The junior doesn't have great size, but he is feisty and he hits hard.
So 3rd down and 5. And another handoff up the middle. They'll do this all night. A very run-heavy team. And a good stop by Bakersfield Christian. That's going to be well short of the 1st down.
Terrence Grinner got the ball up the middle, and a real opportunity here. Wasco isn't used to facing 4th down. Bakersfield Christian has to feel pretty good about this, but can they get a job done here? 4th down and 3. This would be a huge confidence builder for the Eagles if they can shut down the Tigers on this drive.
And might have been motion there, but they don't call it. And Wadell keeps it, and it's going to be close to a 1st down. We'll see where the spot is.
Oh, this is going to be awfully close. A great tackle by the star linebacker for the Eagles, wearing number 50 tonight, Grant Bauma. And it looks like Bauma stopped him. It will be 1st down. 1st down for the Eagles. What a huge turn of events. Bakersfield Christian getting a huge win on that first drive. And the Eagles will come out on offense. What a way to hold the Tigers. That rarely happens.
So Eagles take over at their own 20-yard line. And as you said, Jordan, a very rare stop, especially on their first drive of the game, as that one's thrown out quickly for a 1st down.
Quarterback Jake Thompson. He's got a great arm. He's a small quarterback. The senior and the 2nd-year starter for the Eagles decided to get the game started with a pass to Josh Jackson. Jackson, the talented junior receiver. Now, the Eagles are a run-first team. They have their big back, Matt Smith. The Tigers know Smith is going to get a lot of carries tonight. He might get up to 40 carries. That's not surprising if we'll see him get that. But a pass to start the game and a 1st down. Eagles got to be feeling great about this right now.
1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line. Handoff up the middle, and Smith breaks away across midfield. And another 1st down and a big pickup into Wasco territory.
2 15-yard Gators from the get-go. Matt Smith burst up the middle. You can see how hungry he is now to face the Tigers. He's had a great season. He averages over 150 yards a carry, but the sophomore was hobbled during 2 games in the middle of the year, one of them coming at Wasco. He only carried the ball twice when he faced Wasco in mid-November. He got some orthotics, got over his foot injury, and he's back in full form. The Tigers aren't used to seeing Matt Smith in the backfield. They're going to get a dose of him tonight.
At the 49-yard line for Bakersfield Christian, and they hand it off up the middle and across midfield for a short gain.
The Tigers on defense, really no weaknesses. They have a big defensive line and a defensive line by committee. So many guys who can make tackles, a lot of seniors and juniors out there. Their strength comes in the linebacking core, where they have Nick Saldana, Kyle Wadle, the quarterback, Angel Martinez, and Joseph Dominguez.
Second and
scratch
8.
That Jose Robledo, their leading tackler and linebacker.
2nd and 8, just inside 8 minutes here in the first quarter of the Division IV Valley Championship game, and another 1st down for Bakersfield Christian.
Feeding Josh Jackson again.
Jackson, a squirrely wide receiver with great hands and has extremely high confidence, and made the catch for the 1st down there.
Gerald Perucci feels Josh Jackson could be a Division I college prospect. He grows another inch or two. Jackson, a junior this season.
Yard pass pickup makes it 1st and 10 at the 35. Bakersfield Christian driving after getting a stop from Wasco, who started out with the ball, and this will be a quick stop for the Wasco defensive line, as it's no gain for Matt Smith.
Chris Aguilar, the junior, getting in there. Aguilar is all over the field. He's had 5 sacks during these playoffs. He is speedy. He jumps up. He knocks down balls. And, in fact, on special teams, he can be a beast as well. He's recovered 2 onside kicks during this playoff run. Aguilar showing his feistiness on that play.
2nd and 10 at the Wasco 35 for the Eagles. No score here. Just inside 7 minutes in the first quarter. Looking to pass. throws a deep one down the field and just overthrown and out of bounds. Brings up 3rd and 10.
Head coach of the Eagles, Gerald Perucci, feels good when the Eagles are able to run a balanced attack. Thus far, they've shown it. They've completed 2 passes. Matt Smith, of course, he's going to get his carries. He's found some nice holes up the middle. And right now, the Eagles have to be feeling great about what they've been able to do on defense, getting that stop on the first drive against the Tigers. Driving now, mixing it up. Eagles came to play tonight.
Thompson in the shotgun on 3rd down. And drops back to pass. Rush coming, and there was a whistle before the snap.
Looks like we'll get a false start here. They blew that play dead. Matt Smith was in motion. Would have been a pass from Thompson. False start on the Eagles.
And that'll make it 3rd and long, 15 to go. Back to the 40-yard line.
The Eagles are usually a no-huddle team, but Gerald Perucci says his team is going to huddle tonight. They want to keep this explosive Wasco offense off the field. Wasco averages well over 45 points a game. He wants to limit their possessions. So far, not doing a bad job with 6.5 minutes left through this first quarter.
So 3rd and 15 for Jake Thompson and his Eagle offense. And another mistake in the pre-snap motion is likely going to move the Eagles back 5 more.
Another false start for the Eagles. And that's the last thing you want. You get the ball into Tiger territory. 2 false start penalties in a row. Got to have some nerves out here, I would imagine. A huge game, the biggest game in the lives of all these players on both teams. For Bakersfield Christian, no one has seen a championship field before. A lot of these Wasco players were on the championship team championship runner-up last year.
3rd and 20 at the Wasco 45. And Thompson, rush coming, gets it away and connects for the first down and more. And it's Hayden Kuchka running into the end zone for the touchdown.
What a huge play for the Eagles, and the crowd is going wild. You got about 500 people wearing blue and white going absolutely bananas on the other sideline on a humongous play. Clutch catch by Kuchka, and all of a sudden he broke away into the open. Great pass from Jake Thompson on a line. What can you say? Eagles got to feel incredible right now. They're up 6-0.
Head coach Gerald Perucci has talked to us about Hayden Kuchka being the biggest key to the offense, really, and he's got to be on the field for the Eagles to have success. A utility player as we're going for 2 here are the Eagles, and that one's picked off, and that is a live ball. And no,
they'll call it a
my
touchback.
mistake. They'll call it a touchback, but a little win there for Wasco as they prevent the 2-point conversion, but 6-0, and as we were saying, Hayden Kuchka, biggest key to the offense. Got to have him on the field for the Eagles, and he's also a backup quarterback.
Kuchka is going to be everywhere tonight. You'll see him on offense, you'll see him on defense, you'll see him on special teams. And he got in the open there. A clutch catch over the middle, runs it in for a touchdown. You got to remember last game, in the semifinal against Mission Oak, there was only 1 touchdown scored by the Eagles. They won 7-0. That was on a third quarter touchdown pass from Jake Thompson to Matt Smith. So to be up 6-0 right now here in the first quarter, Eagles got to feel incredible. Mike, the Eagles are heavy underdogs tonight. Wasco blew them out 49-0 a month ago during the regular season. Wasco has blown out everyone they played, and Wasco usually goes up 28-0 in the first quarter, no matter who their opponent is. So for the Eagles right now, halfway through the first quarter, up 6-0, they're passing the ball well, they're running the ball well, they're blocking, and they had a nice stop on defense to shut the Tigers out on their first drive. You got to give them an A+ right now.
Yeah, not very often you see Wasco stopped on their first drive of the game, and the Bakersfield Christian offense obviously doing their part of the job, a 7-play, 80-yard touchdown drive on the 45-yard touchdown pass from Thompson to Kuchta on 3rd down and 20.
And on that missed extra point, it looked like Ricky Sotil maybe mishandled the ball. I don't think it was an intentional fake. Both teams have good kickers, so 6-0.
Fielded at the 20 up the left sideline, across the 30 and out of bounds around there for Casper Lopez, a 5'7" junior. So that's where Wasco will restart.
Tigers not used to being in this position. They have rarely trailed in any game all year. Used to everything going their way in the first quarter. Now, Mission Oak was the number 2 seed, knocked off by Bakersfield Christian last week. Mission Oak maybe presented a little more of a challenge on offense and defense. The smaller Eagles taking it to the Tigers tonight, though.
1st down 10 at the 35, and a short gain there for Sharp.
That was Sharp, nowhere to run. Gerald Perucci's Eagles, what they do is they play the red line. They're not going to blitz. They're not going to do anything crazy. Their defensive line is going to try to play at the heels of the opposing O-line and hold the line right there like a brick wall. Not bad on that 1st down.
3-yard pickup as it's another run for Sharp up the right side, and it's going to be close, maybe just short of a 1st down, but it's funny you say no running room there, and it was a 1st down pickup of 3, but for Wasco, that's really nothing.
Absolutely. So here we come with 3rd down. This is a Tiger team that averages over 10 yards a game.
At the 40-yard line, and they'll get it easily as pushing the pile forward is Grinner, Terrence Grinner, averaging 12.
It's going to be interesting, the mentality of the Tigers. Face a healthy Eagle team the year. Let's see how they respond.
1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line. And a little reverse play here and across midfield, and then pulled down hard is Grinner. As Grinner pulled down by Matt Smith.
Matt Smith, nice tackle on Grinner. A little razzle-dazzle there in the backfield. That was Isaiah Sharp getting the handoff, then pitching the ball to his buddy Grinner. Grinner with a nice gain.
A gain of 4, and makes it at the 47-yard line. And here is running up the middle, and this is what Wasco does.
Sophomore, he's got Division I college football talent written all.
Falls back on it inside the 20. Lucky that no one was around.
On it, didn't try to pick it up and be just keep Tigers. I don't know if you can hear the fans around us on our broadcast, but we have a big crowd out here, maybe about 4,000 at Wasco High School. Everyone in orange and black, excited, trying to see if the Tigers can get their first champion in 80 years.
3:50 to play. Wasco down 6-0, but driving inside the red zone. And another run for Sharp off the right side is going to pick up about 6.
Bauma there with a tackle. And Bauma leads this Bakersfield Christian defense with tackles. He's everywhere. He's a big guy, 6'3". He sees over the line. It's pretty good size, 6'3" for a linebacker at this level.
2nd and 4 at the 12. Wasco trying to tie it up, take the lead with an extra point after a field goal. And Grinner runs up the middle, loose ball.
Terrence
Bakersfield
Grinner.
Christian thinks they have it. And they do. First down for the Eagles, and the Bakersfield Christian defense gets 2 stops on this high-powered Wasco offense to start the Valley Championship game, Jordan.
Earlier in these playoffs, Terrence Grinner, as talented as he is, fumbled the ball on back-to-back drives, puts it on the turf again here, and Bakersfield Christian takes the opportunity, gets on the ball. Bakersfield Christian, their key thus far in these playoffs, they have played sound, fundamental football. They don't turn the ball over. They don't give up big plays. And it is paying off here tonight as they get a second drive, up 6-0.
Eagles take over at their own 5 and run it up the middle at the 3-minute mark as they lead 5-0 or 6-0, taking over at their own 5. That was, and now we might have another turnover by.
That was Matt Smith, the ball carrier, talented sophomore running back.
And still a mess down there, and it looks like Wasco does have the ball. And they signal a first down for the Tigers.
Oh, Matt Smith, the sophomore, trying to get those extra yards, and sometimes at the end of a run when you're given a 3rd and 4th effort, you can get a little tired. Tigers able to knock the ball out, and they get a big turnover. They're going to get the ball inside the Eagles' 10-yard line. What a break for the Tigers when things were looking a little bleak at the moment.
What a start to this Valley Championship we have here at Wasco Union High School, as some turnovers and a 6-0 lead for the visiting Bakersfield Christian Eagles, but a first down at the 9 for Wasco. That one, no gain on the carry, and at the 2:45 mark of the first quarter, it's 6-0 Bakersfield Christian.
What a play by there. Hayden Kuchka getting in the backfield, the junior, the wild man on the field, as his coach calls him. He is everywhere. Tigers not used to taking a loss on any play.
And this one, run up the middle, gets inside close to the 5.
Looks like Isaiah Sharp on the carry.
So a 4-yard pickup for Isaiah Sharp.
Actually, make that number 23, Austin Kent, the senior. He's their 5th tailback, essentially. He's everywhere on offense, defense, special teams. Kent getting his first carry of the night there.
But their 5th tailback, who has 439 yards and 9 touchdowns on the ground.
Everyone racks up the stats on this team. Big
8.8 8.8 per carry average for Smith, and now this time it is Sharp, and he gets in. And we are tied before the extra point at 6-6 with 1:46 to play in the first quarter of this Valley Championship.
Eagles making it dramatic there as we see the black and orange confetti fly for the Tigers. On a 3rd and 5, a clutch run. The sophomore Isaiah Sharp gets his 6th touchdown of these playoffs. That's the 3rd straight game where Sharp scores the first touchdown of the game for the Tigers.
Extra point to take the lead. And it is good. And so the hometown Wasco Tigers take the lead 7-6. Again with 1:46 to play in the first quarter. What a first quarter we've had, Jordan, as Wasco started out with the football, got surprisingly stopped on their first drive on 4th down. Then Bakersfield Christian driving all the way down the field, 80 yards in 7 plays and scoring the touchdown. Then Wasco got it again, got all the way down to the 12, fumbled, but then Bakersfield fumbled it right back to them, did Bakersfield Christian, and then Wasco finally able to punch it in.
To beat Wasco, you can't give them any extra opportunities. Wasco's going to get their points. They're going to punch in touchdowns. The Eagles, I mean, how do you ask them to do this? But you almost have to play a perfect game tonight to win this championship. Thus far, everything was looking great. The missed PAT and the fumble. Other than that, they've been playing solid football. Unfortunately for the Eagles, down 7-6 right now with 1:46 left in the first quarter. What a championship game, Mike. Here we go. This is what it's all about. You got both schools, both communities excited, hoping, praying, crossing their fingers that they can hoist the championship trophy in Division IV here in the Valley tonight. We got a back-and-forth game thus far.
And this one goes out of bounds, and that's a procedural penalty.
Well, if you're Bakersfield Christian, you go right back to your game plan, mix up the runs and the pass. Matt Smith has to shake that fumble off, get back on the field. He knows they're the key to victory. Matt Smith has to hang out of the ball, keep those yards moving, and keep Wasco off the field. Once again, the Eagles used to no huddling throughout the season. They're going to huddle tonight to try to milk the clock, and all of that relies on Matt Smith being able to churn out some carries.
Bakersfield Christian down 7-6, 1:46 to play as they take over at their own 135, or their own 35-yard line. 1:46 to play in the first quarter, and a pass out left for a first down is complete as the helmet coming off.
Isaiah Sharp losing his helmet, playing cornerback out there. Josh Jackson with a nice catch and run, and the passing game certainly looking good right now for Jake Thompson and the Eagles. You see the bleached head of Isaiah Sharp. Every single player on the Tigers has bleached their hair during this playoff run. So far, it's been a lucky color going blonde.
16-yard pass pickup makes it 1st and 10 at the Wasco 49-yard line. And Wasco, again, won the regular season matchup of these two teams 49-0 as here's a big sack. And coming in for the sack is Chris Aguilar.
Chris Aguilar leads this team in sacks. That is his 21st sack of the season. Aguilar, the junior, so speedy, coming in from the outside linebacker, defensive end position. He can do it all. Aguilar right there. That is his 6th sack of the playoffs.
There is a flag down.
Hearing a lot of boos from the Wasco sideline, the Wasco crowd, and this looks like it's going to be on the Tigers.
And that is a big 15-yard penalty marked off from the spot of the foul, and it's going to move it back across midfield after what would have been a big sack. It's going to be a 1st and 3 at the 41-yard line of Wasco.
Well, they haven't moved the sticks, but it is 1st down here for the Eagles. Looks like that was a 15-yard penalty, an automatic 1st down, probably a...
It's a 1st and 3 as the chains haven't moved. So that will be a 1st and 10 now as they run it up the middle to move the chains.
Well, I guess they didn't make it an automatic penalty. I guess it was a hold or something on defense. Nevertheless, Matt Smith up the middle for the Eagles. 1st down, Bakersfield Christian and driving.
Matt Smith, such a big body there, number 31 on your screen. 6'1", 210, and just a sophomore.
Yeah, you will see him play at the college level for sure. But tonight, all that matters, the opportunity to hoist a Valley championship.
Just 29 seconds left in the first quarter, and Bakersfield Christian down 1, but a big pass here could change that as a flag is thrown. The catch is made inside the 5-yard line.
Josh Jackson, an incredible play, but is it offensive pass interference? There was some tangling back there. Chicho Martinez on the defense. He is one of the best corners for the Tigers, and I think they're going to get Chicho.
So the penalty will clearly be declined as it was defensive pass interference, so they'll take the result of the play, which is a 33-yard pass and a 1st down and goal now at the 4.
Josh Jackson has caught everything thrown at him tonight. And a play action pass. Thompson went up big. Jackson makes the most of it, showing why his coach says he's got some of the best hands he has ever seen on a receiver.
And that'll be the last play of the first quarter as the clock runs after that first down. So we end our crazy first quarter in the Valley Championship game here, Division 4 at Wasco High, with the Tigers leading by 1, though, 7-6.
Mike, I think most people in this stadium expected the black and orange to be big at this point. They average 28 points in every first quarter that they play, and usually by the end of the first quarter, it's kind of a done deal. It's a Wasco win. Right now, this is Bakersfield's Christian's game. They are doing everything right, knocking on the door, down by 1 point, and I think everyone in the stadium is a little surprised at what we're seeing here.
And Wasco has really run through their entire schedule without too much of a problem.
Absolutely. Their closest
Just the
game,
scores,
Mike,
they're crazy, Jordan.
their closest game essentially was the second to last game of the season, Arvin. They won at Arvin on the road 56-28. Everything else a blowout of more than 40 points.
Last time Bakersfield Christian and Wasco played this season, they had a 49-0 win for the Tigers. They scored 21 points in the first quarter, just 7 tonight.
So Christian, in the third, 2-41. They won their last game of the season against Arvin, 19-14. And last week, in a defensive battle, beat Mission Oak to get here, winning 7-0.
So first down and goal at the 4, and Thompson hands off right to Blank, and he gets stopped.
Oh, Dolly. What a hit on Blank.
So
I couldn't see who made the hit, Mike. I don't know if you caught it. It was on the far side of the field. But Jose Robledo was in there. And Nick Saldana getting credit for that big tackle. Blank, however, picks up 6 yards.
So second and goal at the 6. And Thompson rolling left. And he has room. Can he score? No, he is stopped. And keeps trying to push down inside the 5, down marked at about the 1 yard line.
Thompson loves rolling out. He's dangerous out there. He's got a cannon for an arm. When he rolls out, he can pass it, he can run it. He's the second leading rusher for this Eagles team. And now we have a 3rd and 1, 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal from the 1, with Bakersfield Christian trying to take the lead back.
You got big Matt Smith. I say you give it a 31.
He goes out right, and Thompson looks right, finds Smith, and he's into the end zone. No signal yet. Touchdown. The Eagles retake the lead.
Touchdown Eagles. Matt Smith, just like he did against Mission Oak last game in the semifinal. On a pass, he gets the touchdown, uses his big body to muscle in. The conventional wisdom on 3rd and 1, you run Matt Smith right up the middle. But Gerald Perucci mixing it up here. Mixing the run game, the pass game, keeping the Tigers on their heels.
Jake Fortnum, the extra point.
That's off the upright.
And off the upright's no good. But an Eagle lead, 12-7.
Little special teams problems on the kick. The first time it looks like Sotil mismanaged the handle, and they got nothing there. And then this time, the upright gods got the best of Fortnum. 2
long scoring drives, Jordan, for the Eagles. First one was from 80 yards out from the 20-yard line. This one goes 65 yards in just 6 plays. But the Eagles getting it done against this tough Wasco defense.
How about that passing game? Jake Thompson has 20 touchdown passes on the season, but not many completions. Most of their touchdowns, most of their big passing plays come on big plays off of play action. But their bread and butter is this running game. Matt Smith is the go-to guy. The Tigers know that. They're going to hone in on him, and that's been their game plan. Stop Matt Smith, and you can stop the Eagles. But Jake Thompson, thus far, a hero of the night, looking great on all of his passes. Josh Jackson, his junior receiver, making the most of every ball that's thrown on him. He's been perfect tonight. Early in the second quarter, who would have thought Bakersfield Christian up 12-7 after being shut out by Mission Oak in the first half last week. They play a lot of close games. They don't put up a lot of points. But these two long drives looking real good tonight in the championship game, the biggest game of their lives.
Grinner and Sharp back to receive the kickoff from Clark White. And it's going to be a short kick fielded at around the 25-yard line and stopped quickly at the 27.
Austin Kent with the return. Eagles get in there right away. They're not than fundamental football plays, and that's one, and that's how they're.
26 with 10. Division IV CIF in a rematch of a game that was all Wasco. Different tonight.
Beat them. So good.
After the timeout, and up the middle, and Sharp breaking away gets across the 40.
Isaiah.
Left, trying to find a
one by the Eagles. Robert Keithley, the senior linebacker, also plays tight end on offense. Just about everyone on this Eagle defense plays both ways. And they're not necessarily a senior-laden team. A lot of juniors and sophomores making plays on offense and defense.
And looked like it might be a loss on the play, but is able to squeak out a short gain.
Guccio with the tackle, and Matt Smith getting in the backfield there, showing his speed on defense. We're getting to see a great battle when the Tigers are on offense. Best running backs in the. They're best in each other and in the teams.
3rd and 6 at the 44. The Tigers a run-heavy team, and it's a Grinner handing it right to Sharp, and Sharp is in trouble trying to make
something happen. Tigers are not used to seeing.
Loss on a good tackle by another college prospect for the Eagles. So
Game to one. also missing their linebacker and tight end. Robert Keithley, the star linebacker and tight end, also out for most of that game. So they were missing 2 stars, but they did all the little things wrong. Tonight they're doing the little things right and turning this thing around.
And here's Thompson going down the left sideline and connecting with Josh Jackson for a big pickup.
Josh Jackson, what concentration. The ball looked a little overthrown, a little to the sidelines. Jackson hauls that in like he's got magnets in his hand, brings it in for the big catch, his 3rd big gain of the night. And the
first down and 10 for the Eagles at the 26-yard line.
This is supposed to be a run-first team tonight. It's pass-first, and they're completing just about everything that Jake Thompson puts up.
Thompson hands it off this time to Smith, just goes up the middle, and a good pickup down to around the 21-yard line.
Mike, this is a huge opportunity right here in this game with 8 minutes left in the second quarter. If Bakersfield Christian can punch it in here for a touchdown, go up by 2 scores, it just changes everything. Wasco has not trailed like this in a game all season, and they're being outplayed right now by the big-time underdog, Bakersfield Christian.
Thompson. Hands off. Not much running room. Stopped quickly at the 20.
Garrett Johnson, the senior right tackle. He stopped Smith.
1 yard. Wasco.
Jake.
And a first down.
Fans to the
You hear the Wasco fans rising to their feet, needing a stop here. Down 12-7 are the Tigers. Thompson looking down the middle, fires, and not caught there, and now a late flag.
I believe he got there a little early. Looks like they're going to pick 4th down. The quarterback.
Grinner gets the call, and he gets stopped for loss.
Terrence Grinner getting his carries. He fumbled the ball away in the first quarter. And a nice job right there by Bakersfield Christian. They remained in sync right there. Matt Smith, sophomore running back who plays linebacker, makes the tackle. Gets some help, too, from Bryson Wynn. Big stop right there for the Eagles.
So that makes it third and...
Should be a 3rd and 2.
Third and 2 at the Eagle 48. And Sharp gets the call. He's going to be close to a first down.
Remember the Tigers, yep, that will be a first down. They'll move the sticks. The Tigers average over 10 yards per carry. That's a first down every time they touch the ball. Isaiah Sharp averages 14 yards a carry, and he's been contained tonight. He's making his big runs, but nothing to go the distance yet.
Tigers averaging almost 502 yards of offense a game, and over 457 of those yards every game coming on the ground. Just crazy good ground game as Sharp knocks the defender away and gets a nice little gain there on first down and 10.
Nice tackle by the Eagles. What we're seeing here, Mike, is the best defensive effort against the Wasco Tigers all season. They've rarely trailed, and with just 4 minutes left, one touchdown. That is, they're used to blowing teams out in the first half, being up by 5 or 6 touchdowns going into halftime. And they're down here.
2nd and 7 at the Bakersfield Christian 46, and a short little gain there on the run by Grinner. Down to the 40.
Grant Bouma. Grant Bouma.
And that's going to be close to a first down.
Isaiah Sharp. That is really close. Stop him again, and
they're going to go for it on 4th and 1. And here is Sharp, and he's tackled quickly, but it is going to be a first down.
Grant Bouma made a great tackle. Superstar versus superstar. 2 guys we'll likely see at the college level. But Isaiah Sharp making the most of it, able to spin out just enough and muscle out the first down to keep this drive going for the Tigers. Big 4th down conversion.
Just inside the 35-yard line with 3:38 to play, and Wasco trailing Bakersfield Christian here 12-7 in the first half of this Valley Championship game. And now this time on the run is Austin Kent, running up the left side, and now a little bit of a nice gain, starting to look more like the Wasco rushing offense we know.
Yeah, a lot of different guys back there. Now they're rotating in Casper Lopez in the backfield. Kent can do it, the senior, the junior Lopez. We have a timeout by Bakersfield Christian. What a nice time for a timeout. Take a little break. Congratulate what your defense has been doing thus far. Gerald Perucci's got to be so proud of his team. And holding the Tigers to shorted up games where you have 4th and short situations. The Tigers aren't used to that. They're used to blowing holes wide open on 1st and 2nd down. They rarely face 4th down, let alone 3rd down.
This has got to be the lowest scoring at Wasco Union. Sports.com.
You got about 4,000 Wasco fans in this crowd here wearing black and orange, and this is a foreign sight for them. They're not used to looking at the scoreboard, seeing their Tigers trail, let alone having only 6 points on the board. That one by Terrence Grinner, and they were stopped twice by the Eagles.
So we've got 2nd down and 5 at the Eagle 30 for Wasco. And it again on the handoff yet again to Austin Kent.
Kyle Wadle has so many options with his team, so many running backs to carry the ball. But nevertheless, it doesn't matter who's had it tonight. Bakersfield Christian has stayed in their spot. They've held this line, and they've yet to give up the big game-breaking run that Wasco is so used to seeing.
Third down and short, and it's Sharp up the middle and getting pushed back, but he should have the first down easily with forward progress and now some extracurricular activity. That's going to be about a 5-yard pickup on 3rd and 1. So it'll be first down and 10.
Matt Smith, Hayden Kuchka bringing the pressure there, making some nice tackles. They're everywhere over the field, and it's amazing the Eagles have not been out of position all game. Certainly did their homework this week, playing in the biggest game of their lives against an explosive Wasco offense.
2:20 left in the half, down 12-7, but driving is Wasco, as this one's going to be a short little run for Sharp. Pickup of 2.
The Tigers are not a grind-it-out kind of team. They're a big... They've really struggled tonight. Eagles undersized, but doing enough just to be slippery.
And this time it's Kent running off left tackle. And he gets down inside the 15 to about the 14. A pickup of 4.
And once again, the Eagles force another 3rd down. Doing everything they can on this defensive line. They're undersized. But Gerald Perucci said tonight they're going to try some different schemes. Try to work around this big Wasco offensive line. It's working thus far.
3rd and 4. The 12th play of the drive doesn't go well for Isaiah Sharp as he gets stopped quickly.
It looked like Sharp slipped. Took himself down. Connor Kinsbury making the big tackle for Bakersfield Christian, bringing up a 4th down. Well, what do you do right here? If you're Russ Prado, you got a good kicker, but you're down by 6. Under a minute left.
They will keep the offense on the field, as you said, Jordan. 52 seconds and rolling left in the half as Wasco trailing Bakersfield Christian 12-7, and Kent getting the handoff, but that's going to be short, and it will be a turnover on downs depending on the spot.
Let's see. This is humongous right here. If the Eagles stop them, they can take a knee and go to
they
half
do
of the
get
lead.
the stop.
Huge play for Bakersfield Christian, and the fans in blue, about 1,000 of them on the other sideline, going crazy right now as they're looking at the scoreboard. Unprecedented against this Tiger. Stop on 4. Not allowing them to get through there.
So
I say take a knee right there.
They take over at their own 12. In the shotgun is Thompson. Hands off to Smith up the middle across the 15-yard line. Gain of about 2. Was and take the lead into the half.
Ball. Why give Wasco another opportunity? You have such a long field here. So many good things have happened for you this half. Matt Smith has already fumbled the ball away when they had an opportunity knocking on the door in the red zone earlier in the game. You don't even need to run another play here, but it looks like they will.
Thompson hands off to Smith. He finds a little room up, running up the middle, gets close to the 30, and that will likely be the last play.
High school, the clock stops with the first down. 3 seconds left. They don't need to do anything else, and they can go into this half with a dream situation. I don't think anyone expected this.
Clock restarts, and that will be the half. So after being blanked 49-0 here in the regular season, Bakersfield Christian up on the 1-seed Wasco 12-7 at halftime of the Valley Championship game.
You are watching something that I don't think anyone expected to see. Wasco being down at halftime. Bakersfield Christian, despite giving the ball away once on a turnover, up 12-7.
can get a player up here.
Ah, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
into a game like this, championship environment, state. Incredible this would be tonight. If somehow Bakersfield Christian can keep this up, win this game, I mean, incredible effort we could have on hand.
You have to think Wasco is going to come out in the second half.
Russ Prado, what do you say to your team in the locker room now? They're not used to facing this. I mean, these guys have not seen a situation, a deficit. They haven't trailed going in at halftime. So this is a new speech from Russ Prado to this year's team. Championship between Bakersfield Christian and the Wasco High School Tigers. So we're going to try to tweak a few. Kickoff of the second half comes to you live in 8 minutes. Jordan Sandler and Mike Koplitz here in Wasco, California. Really enjoying this is what it's all about. High Wasco feeling like this thing.
Second quarter that it finished. So turnover on downs, the game, fumble. Turnover on downs, fumble. Oh yeah, no, turnover on downs twice in a row, right? Or no?
I thought it was
7-6. At this point, it was 7-6. Right? Yeah. No, this made it 7-0. And then they fumbled, Wasco did. And then they fumbled, Bakersfield Christian fumbled it right back to them. Wasco scored. And then Bakersfield scored again to make it 12-7.
So Wasco has had how many drives? 6?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5.
1, 2,
They've turned the ball over
3,
downs 3 times.
4. Have they?
scored
Okay,
a
so they
touchdown.
turn it over here.
Fumble.
T.O.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But they've had 5 drives. They turned the ball over on downs twice. Bakersfield Christian, on the other hand. And Josh Jackson, do you know how many catches he has?
No. I mean, I had stat sheets over there, but it was just way too tight to keep stats.
Thanks for hanging with us here at halftime in Wasco, California of the Division IV State Central Championship game. The Valley title on the line with the Wasco Tigers, undefeated on the season, 12-0, trying to defeat the underdog Bakersfield Christian Eagles, coming in with a 10-2 record, and the heavy underdog facing Wasco tonight. The Eagles have surprised everybody. They lead 12-7 at the half, looking for an incredible upset in this championship game. It would be so sad for this Wasco community if they can't pull it out tonight. This is an amazing team, a record-breaking team for this school. They have 83 touchdowns on the ground on the season, over 5,000 yards rushing. They have done everything right through the season, and they've blown out everyone they've played. They've been up by dramatic numbers every half that they've played, but here at halftime, only 7 points on the board, 2 turnovers on downs, a fumble, a punt, and that 1 touchdown. Unprecedented for this Wasco Tiger team. Everything is feeling pretty happy right now on the Bakersfield Christian sideline. Fans with big smiles, players jumping up and down. The heavy underdogs, undersized, barking big tonight. We appreciate you hanging with us here on the Plan Sports Network. We know we've had some audio trouble in the first half. We believe we have it corrected here for the second half of play. Kickoff of the Division IV championship game, the Valley title, in just a minute and a half. Bakersfield Christian with the lead, 12-7. A huge upset in the making if they can keep this thing going. In the first half, the player of the game thus far, Josh Jackson, with several catches for over 100 yards. Jackson making huge plays. And then the touchdown by Hayden Kuchka, the junior who plays everywhere all over the field. Kuchka running a post pattern over the middle, scoring the first touchdown of the game. And then Matt Smith on a short touchdown pass. The sophomore running back gets it in for Wasco. A short touchdown run by sophomore sensational running back Isaiah Sharp. But that's been it. So it is 12-7. Bakersfield Christian, and a huge surprise to everyone in the stadium, everyone wearing blue, everyone wearing black and orange. Nobody expected this. Wasco blows out everybody. Bakersfield Christian plays close games. They beat Mission Oak in an upset last week at Mission Oak, 7-0, in a game where they only gained 160 yards. Already they've surpassed that. Passing game, running game, everything going well right now for the Eagles.
And so Wasco will have to kick off to start this half as they started the game with the ball and turned it over on downs. And what was the start of kind of a nightmarish half for the Tigers. We'll see how they can start this half off on defense.
Mike, what do you think Russ Prado said to his Tigers in the locker room? He's never had to look at them this season and say, boys, we're trailing.
Well, I think you have to look at it as an opportunity. Now you finally have to fight from behind, a good growth opportunity here for the Tigers, and I'm sure they're fired up to come back and try to win this Valley Section Championship. And the kickoff goes off an eagle, and it may beat Wasco football to start the half.
If it's the Tigers with the ball, it was Austin Kent coming up on it. He's already had 2 recovered onside kicks thus far in the playoffs.
And it is a first down for the Eagles. They say Bakersfield Christian got back on top of it, so they get away with one there.
These teams can run the ball so well, but the special teams for both teams are phenomenal. Two great kickers. They do everything well in the punt game and the kick game. Both teams play fundamentally sound football. And right there, a break for the Eagles. Fortunate to get on that ball.
Bakersfield Christian starts the half on their own 30 with the lead over Wasco, 12-7. Jake Thompson in the shotgun for the Eagles with Matt Smith to his left. He's going to throw out left to Jackson, and Josh Jackson makes the catch at the 35, and that has been a key connection for the Eagles.
That was the first play of the first half from scrimmage for the Eagles. Pass to Josh Jackson. Jackson, several catches on the night. He's caught everything that's been thrown at him. And Jake Thompson right now as quarterback, the senior quarterback, he's the second-year starter. It's your last game in the blue and white, and the biggest game of his life has been phenomenal.
7-yard reception, so it's 2nd and 3 for the Eagles. And Thompson keeps it up the middle. He bounces off one defender, ran into his own man, but able to make a positive out of it and get up to the 38-yard line.
You just see the confidence in Jake Thompson's eyes. The senior quarterback, 5'9", undersized. He's got a cannon for an arm. He's had some trouble throwing some picks earlier in the season. He threw 2 pick six on this field against Wasco during a 49-0 loss earlier in the year. He has been flawless tonight, but a big third down here.
3rd and 2, and Thompson calling the signals to his offense and drops back to pass. Pressure coming, and he gets sacked, brought down by Casper Lopez.
Casper Lopez coming in, the junior using his speed. The little guy, 5'7", coming out of nowhere. There's nothing you can do about that if you're Jake Thompson. Beautiful blitz. Casper Lopez making the defensive play of the night thus far for the Tigers. What a big play.
A huge stop for the Tigers, as you said, Jordan, to force Bakersfield Christian into a 3-and-out to start this half as the Eagles have the lead, 12-7, but they'll have to kick it away at the 10:40 mark of the third quarter. And the punt, a pretty good one, bounces at the 41-yard line and takes a nice eagle bounce all the way inside the 25 down to around the 23-yard line. Nice punt there, Jordan.
Nice punt. Coach Perucci said the hero of the game was his punter last game against Mission Oak. He said that's the reason they're even in this championship game, and he shows it right there. Beautiful punt, flips the field, and makes the Tigers go the distance to try to take the lead in this game.
So the Tigers take over at their own 23-yard line. And again, this Wasco offense has been averaging over 500 yards per game and 457 yards on the ground. And the Bakersfield Christian defense held many a time in the first half as the first play from scrimmage for the Tigers goes to Isaiah Sharp for a short gain.
Same story right away. Grant Bauman, the big linebacker, 6'3" for the Eagles, was in there. Other than Bauman, you have a little undersized defensive line for the Eagles. They were undersized versus Mission Oak last week, and they were able to come up with a shutout. Thus far tonight, they are doing something that no other school has done against the Tigers this year, and they've forced Wasco into 3rd and 4th downs.
Just a 1-yard pickup, 2nd and 9 at their own 25, the Tigers. And this is a run out right, or make that left. And a first down as
I believe
on the
Casper
far
Lopez.
side, that was Casper Lopez, the man who made the big stop on 3rd down on defense with the sack of Jake Thompson. Picks up a first down for the Tiger offense.
Speedy Casper Lopez, I believe, is going to come off the field. Looks like he has an injured right arm. Something to watch out for. Fortunately for Wasco, they have so much depth at the running back position. They have about 4 backs that can take it the distance on any play.
Chris Aguilar comes in for Lopez on 1st and 10 at the Tiger 34-yard line. And keeping it left his way to Dell, and the ball is on the ground, and it looks like Bakersfield Christian comes up with it at the 40-yard line as Robert Keithley, the linebacker, able to jump right on it, and Kyle Waddell just couldn't hold on to the football there.
Waddell gets the ball stripped. Keithley right on it. Opportunistic D for the Eagles, and they are pumped right now. The second fumble of the game for the Tigers, second turnover. Eagles taking advantage and jumping on that, and they'll have the ball with great field position, up 5.
Best starting field position of the night for Bakersfield Christian at the Tiger 40 with the lead 12-7 at the 9-10 mark of the third quarter in this Valley section title game. And now it looks like it's going to be a false start before the first snap of the drive.
This would be the third false start of the game for the Eagles. No, they're going to call it offside on the Tigers.
And offside in high school is a dead ball penalty. So that'll make it 1st and 5 down to the 35-yard line. And, man, Wasco could really use a stop, maybe a big turnover here. And if you're Bakersfield Christian, you just want to extend this lead. Jake Thompson in the shotgun with Matt Smith behind him. 3 wide receivers out to his right and 1 out left. Smith gets the handoff, breaks away from one defender, and turns what could have been a loss into a short gain.
You had Austin Kent and Kyle Weddle, the quarterback, in the backfield, almost made a nice defensive play, but Matt Smith able to spin away from that. He's a big kid, tough to take down. And right now, if you're Coach Perucci, you want to run the ball, you want to run the clock. He's decided to actually huddle tonight. Usually the Eagles are a no-huddle team, but their game plan, keep Wasco off the field. They're doing a good job of that.
34-yard line. And movement before the snap, and that's going to be a first down as Wasco will give the Eagles a first down by penalty if it is, as we think it will be, offsides, and it is.
First down for the Eagles.
Wasco moves the chains for the Eagles.
You got to hand it to the Tigers. They look hungry coming out in the second half on defense, but a little too anxious on 2 plays on this drive, jumping off sides. Eagles, on the other hand, look so poised and composed in the pocket, doing everything right, doing all the little things right, and that's going to come up big for them.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line. Thompson, the pass downfield and just batted away. Some great defense there by Angel Martinez, a 5'9 senior, able to knock down what could have been a touchdown pass.
Angel Martinez, one of the best defenders on this team in the defensive back. He's very athletic. He was beaten earlier in the game, this time coming up big.
So 2nd and 10, 8:06 to play here in the third quarter of this CIF Division IV section title game, the Valley Championship. And Jake Thompson has a first down for his Bakersfield Christian offense. With the lead, throws it out right to Matt Smith. He gets inside the 30, hit quickly.
There's a flag on the field. Might be a holding call. But a great tackle there by Angel Martinez.
And it's going to be indicated against the Tigers, possibly for a late hit on the quarterback, Jake Thompson, who ended up with his back on the ground after that play. And Wasco fans not too happy with what they expect this call to be, and it will be a personal foul against the Tigers, and that will be another 15 yards.
And an automatic first down. Wasco fans letting the refs hear it. They're a little frustrated right now. All season, they haven't looked at the scoreboard and seen their team trailing.
The Tigers 12-0 and have just torn through their entire schedule and tore right through Bakersfield Christian here in the regular season, 49-0, but now trailing 12-7 as the Eagles continue to march downfield on a couple of Wasco penalties, really. And first down and 10 at the 14. Thompson hands it off to Smith, and he gets a short gain of about 1 or 2. stopped quickly. A good job by that huge Wasco D-line.
If you're just tuning in, here's the story of the game. A huge upset in the making. Bakersfield Christian is a ginormous underdog in this game. Wasco has blown out everyone they've played. These Wasco fans aren't used to seeing this situation. And right now, Bakersfield Christian threatening to take a 2-score lead in this big championship
game. And we'll see if Wasco
game.
can maybe come up with a big turnover here. They definitely need the stop. And Thompson throwing out right, and it's dropped. And
oh boy, Keith Blank was wide open. That would have been a touchdown. 6. Keith Blank has speed. The junior doesn't have a lot of experience on offense. He's a transfer this year. And a missed opportunity there. Hopefully he can shake that off and try to make another play on a 3rd and 9.
And the ball at the 13-yard line and a 3rd and long.
If you're Thompson, once again, you don't want to give the ball away here. You got a good kicker on a 3rd and long.
Wasco fans rising to their feet on this 3rd down. Throws out left, and it's incomplete. Wasco gets the stop, at least on 3rd down, and we'll see what the Eagles choose to do on 4th down.
Well, you went to your star receiver, Josh Jackson, but it looked like a little miscommunication on the route. Jackson cut inside. Thompson threw out. Brings up the 4th down. Kicking unit coming out for the Eagles. They missed one earlier in the game, which would have given them a 2-score margin. They mishandled the snap on a PAT. So a missed field goal, a missed PAT, and a mishandled snap on a PAT. Little problem in the kicking game thus far tonight.
Jake Fortnum kicking what will be a 28-yarder, and it is between the uprights and good, so that extends the Eagle lead by 3. But on the Wasco side, they get the stop at least to keep it a 1-possession game if they were able to get a score and go for 2.
That is big. Earlier in that drive, Angel Martinez knocking down a potential touchdown pass, and then 2 missed opportunities on the 3rd down and the 2nd down in that drive. 2nd and 9, 3rd and 9, 2 incomplete passes. But the Eagles feel pretty good about this. You're up by 2 scores, a 2-score margin on the Wasco Tigers on this field. It was the same field where the Eagles went down 49-0 to Wasco just a month ago. And right now in this championship game, the Eagles playing one of their best games on defense all season. It couldn't come at a better time, Mike.
6:49 to play in the 3rd quarter, and Bakersfield Christian 15 and Wasco 7 here in this Division 4 section title game.
What a game Jake Thompson has played at quarterback. Other than those last 2 or 3 incomplete passes on that drive, he was almost perfect. He's been hitting Josh Jackson all over the field. And he's playing with a school who has a tradition of having some great quarterbacks. Fresno State quarterback Derek Carr, the younger brother of David Carr, played here in 2008 for Bakersfield Christian. Won a championship with them. They won the Division 5 championship with Derek Carr in 2008, won it the year before in 2007, and now trying to get their very first Division 4 championship in the higher level of play against a Wasco Tiger team who is completely favored tonight.
So White kicks off, and it's a short one, and it hits the ground, a live ball, and a dog pile in the rain. And it is a 1st down for Wasco. They get back on it to cover it.
Oh, Mike.
The rain's starting to come down here in Wasco.
That would have been disaster if Wasco gave that ball away. They are so lucky to get back on that. And right now, Russ Prado's team hoping to regroup. They've done a lot of things right tonight, but they've made some little mistakes as well, fumbling the ball away twice. That would have been a 3rd one. Lucky to get back on that. Right now, they need to regroup, play their game, have their star running backs do what they do, and try to put together a touchdown drive. This is a big drive right here, a confidence-building one potentially for Wasco. Down 2 scores.
And such a talented Tiger offense. You have to think they could break out and look like that talented Tiger offense at any time on 1st down and 10. The handoff up the middle.
I say they're down
Sharp.
2 scores, but check that because of the missed PATs earlier in the game. It's an 8-point game. Wasco doesn't go for 2 often, but they can certainly tie it up on any drive, just down by 8.
2nd and 7. And they pitch it. And running right across the 40 as breaking away is Sharp across midfield, up the right sideline, and out of bounds at around the 46-yard line.
Isaiah Sharp with the game's best run of the night. He was so determined there, Mike. Broke the first tackle, pushed through the second man. He can stiff arm anybody downfield like the best in the business. He is an incredible running back. Tough to bring down, just a sophomore, and making a first down when it really counted, getting the Tigers out of the Eagles side of the field.
First down and 10 at the 46-yard line of Bakersfield Christian. And this time it's Grinner running up the left side of the offensive line, and he's not going to get much, but a short gain. And now the offensive line able to push Grinner forward for what will be close to a first down, Jordan.
How do you like this? Terrence Grinner, he's fumbled the ball away once in this game. Now you got the rain coming down, and on a crucial drive for the Tigers, pushes forward, churns the legs, keeps the sticks moving. First down, Wasco.
The huge offensive line of Wasco would not be denied on that one in a 1st and 10. And this time it is Sharp running up the right side of the line this time. And he's inside the 30 for a gain of about 7.
You're watching one of the best offensive lines at this level in the state of California. Bakersfield Christian has done everything to keep them confused and find little spots for opportunities tonight. But right now, Wasco trying to assert their brute force and take them down for a score.
First down and 10 at the 5:20 mark. And the handoff for Sharp. Down to the 25. Gain of about 4. And a first down.
Tigers going no huddle here. Kyle Weddle talking to his coach, Russ Prado, on the sideline. And they'll huddle up here for a moment, but they want to keep this momentum going. They're feeling good on this drive. Offensive line asserting their force. We've been waiting to see that all game. Finally, getting some consecutive first downs here. That's what they're used to. Over 10 yards per carry all season. They've been challenged tonight by the Eagles D.
First down and 10 at the 25-yard line. And handoff straight up the middle, and it's going to be another nice first down pickup down to around the 20.
It looked like Casper Lopez on the carry. The junior squirting up the middle. So many running backs for Wasco. You never know who's going to get the ball. But the Eagles, regardless of who they're facing, have held their position. They've tackled well. They play fundamentally sound football, and they've shown their A game tonight.
Lopez comes out. Chris Aguilar comes into the game and will be behind Weddle on 2nd and about 4. And this time it's Sharp running right to the sideline. Stays on his feet inside the 15-yard line. And another first down for Wasco. The Tiger offense finally getting in rhythm.
When Isaiah Sharp got that pitch coming around the right side, the fans stepped up. They know he can break that first tackle, and he's done it all season, breaking tackles and taking it the distance. A nice run there. Wasco getting excited. These fans know that their Tigers are knocking on the door finally.
First and 10 at the 14-yard line, and this is Sharp again, just running straight forward, and that offensive line creating enough space for him to fall forward into the pile and pick up about 4 yards to the 10.
Bakersfield Christian coach Perushki says that tonight he is not going to rotate a lot of guys in. He's going to let his starters play. Usually he's rotating guys throughout that defensive line. But tonight these guys are going to play a whole game, and that's something that they're not used to. We'll see if the game wears on them, if Wasco can keep it going.
2nd and about 7, and this time the run left is stopped quickly by the Bakersfield Christian defensive line.
Weddle kept the ball there. He hasn't found a lot of holes tonight. Usually the quarterback does that sneak, and he finds big holes all season with this Wasco offensive line. Bakersfield Christian ready for Weddle every single time he keeps the ball tonight.
So 3rd down and 5 to go at the 9-yard line as we approach the 3-minute mark of the 3rd quarter, with Bakersfield Christian leading 15-7, but Wasco threatening.
Huge play for this Eagles defense. They've done it before.
And the run, right side by that's
Looks
Sharp
like Isaiah
again,
Sharp.
down to about around the 6. And it'll be short. And you have to think, though, down by 8, that the Tiger offense will stay on the field.
They do. Grant Bauma on that last tackle. Eagles look like they could do it again. Can they stop them again on a 4th down for the 3rd time tonight?
And we'll see. It'll be close.
I don't think he got it, Mike. I think he was tripped up behind the line. Isaiah Sharp on that carry. Didn't seem like he got much.
Where they spot it, it is a 1st down for Bakersfield Christian, the underdog with the lead, 15-7, and now another 4th down stop, and the ball will be at the 6-yard line for the Eagles with 2:26 to go in the 3rd quarter. Amazing.
The 3rd time this game, the Eagles have forced the Tigers to turn the ball over on downs. A huge 4th down stop. I believe that was the star linebacker again, Grant Bauma, getting in there, the junior, using his 6'3" size, tripping up Isaiah Sharp in the backfield. And a lot of worried faces right now on the sidelines of Wasco. Eagles fans going crazy. They're starting to believe this thing late in the 3rd quarter with the lead.
So Thompson in the shotgun and hands it off to Smith. He gets stopped quickly. And his forward progress will give him the 5. But a loss on 1st down of 1.
And Mike, as this game dwindles on toward the 4th quarter, conditions will get a little slipperier. The rain is starting to come down and some heavier droplets. We've already seen fumbles by both teams tonight. Bakersfield Christian's Matt Smith, sophomore running back, fumbled it in the 1st half, and 2 first-half fumbles by the Tigers as well. Ball possession, so important right now.
2nd and 10, and Thompson throws out right, and it is caught by Blank at around the 10-yard line, and might have gotten a couple more after the catch.
Great job by Keith Blank, the junior, coming back for the ball. He dropped a potential touchdown catch earlier in this quarter, comes back, makes a great catch, and makes it 3rd and manageable for the Eagles. You talk about clutch in your own part of the field like this.
3rd down and 4 to go. Ball at around the 10-yard line as there's 1:34 to play in the quarter, and Bakersfield Christian with the ball and the lead 15-7 over Wasco here in this Division 4 section championship. And a quick throw out right to Blank. He can't hold on to it this time, though. 4th down.
Great defense. Once again, the star cornerback Chicho Martinez making another huge play. Gets into Blank right as he had a chance for the ball. Put in enough contact on him to knock it loose. And the Tigers get a huge stop, their biggest stop of the night on defense, forcing the Eagles to punt from their own end zone.
Wasco drives all the way down inside the 10-yard line, turns it over on downs, but then gets the stop and makes Bakersfield Christian punt from their own end zone.
Isaiah Sharp back to receive.
Punt is away. Sharp will let it bounce across midfield, again taking a great Eagle bounce down to the 41-yard line, and that's where Bakersfield Christian will take over with 1:20 to play in the 3rd quarter.
You talk about your savior, your punter out there with another clutch punt. I believe that was Clark White. And White was one of the players of the game in the Mission Oak game in the semifinal in that tight game where the Eagles won 7-0. He made a tremendous amount of punts in that game and always pinned Mission Oak back. He's doing it twice tonight. A little lucky bounce there, but the Eagles will take everything they can tonight.
1st down and 10 at their own 44, and Bakersfield Christian finally getting in rhythm on their last drive. Can they turn it into points this time? On 1st down, it's Sharp running right around midfield and across midfield, and kind of a late hit, and no flag thrown.
Yeah, I don't think we'll get a flag on that. I mean, he certainly was making contact well into the sideline, but a little slippery out there, and I think he was just trying to hold up and keep his balance. So no flag and a nice 8-yard pickup right there for Isaiah Sharp.
Into Eagle territory yet again for the Wasco offense. Second and about 3 at the 48-yard line of the Eagles. And handoff up the middle and finding a lot of room is Casper Lopez. He could be gone. Is he going to score? He does! And that will cut the lead down to 2. And we'll see if Wasco will go for 2 as they try and tie it up in this Division IV section championship game, Jordan. What a run by Casper Lopez.
That's what Wasco does. That's how they've been winning all season long. Touchdown runs. Casper Lopez making the most of that one. And these Wasco fans have been waiting to see that all game and starting to lose belief that maybe could happen. Wasco isn't going to get their long touchdowns like they always do. Casper Lopez following the blocks, cuts it outside, and uses his speed to get all the way down for 6.
Tigers will go for 2 to try and tie this one up. And running right and he is in to tie the game.
Isaiah Sharp gets a 2-point conversion. And we are all tied up.
Here with 1:05 to play in the third quarter, and you can hear this Wasco crowd going crazy as things have not looked good for the Tigers all game. The Tiger offense just tearing through the regular season schedule, tearing through the Eagles when they played them in the regular season here in Wasco, 49-0, but the Eagles holding the lead 12-7 at halftime, and then kicking a field goal to extend their lead to 8, but Wasco finally able to get the touchdown drive and convert the 2-point try to tie it up.
And Mike, this means so much to this Wasco community. They've been waiting 60 years since their last title, hoping to get it tonight, favored to get it tonight, and finally Casper Lopez breaks it wide open. You got half the town in the stadium tonight, about 4,000 Wasco fans donned in the orange and black, and they just came alive. This place is loud and rocking in a tie game in the championship.
Squib kick, picked up at the 32, and going to be down around the 35-yard line on the return by Blank.
So here we go, 15-15. Bakersfield Christian coming out again with the rain coming down. You got a minute left in the first quarter, and Jake Thompson has looked good all night. The only drive that really didn't do anything was the last one for Bakersfield Christian. They started from inside their own 10-yard line. A little better field position now, and they have worked it all night.
And Wasco averaging nearly 55 points per game. Their lowest point total was 49 this season, and only 15 here, but we're all knotted up in this Valley title game as Bakersfield Christian the ball at their own 35 to start the drive. Pump fake, and Thompson releases deep down the field, and it is knocked away. Throwing into
Sharp.
triple coverage, and that looks like Isaiah Sharp that was able to knock the pass down.
Jake Thompson going for everything right there. He's had success tonight doing that, but he couldn't get it down. It looks like number 2, Donald Harris, the junior, running stride for stride. He was in triple coverage. Jake Thompson now has to deal with the fans here at Wasco, starting their chants, getting loud. We're in a raucous environment right now, Mike. Here in a championship game, all tied up at 15. Wasco starting to believe and trying to make noise to make it difficult for Jake Thompson.
Second and 10 for the Eagles at their own 36.
Thompson is used to audibling at the line. He does that a lot and be tough in this environment.
And now finding room across midfield and just falling over his own feet, and maybe the slippery conditions bringing down Hayden Kuchta. And Kuchta, really a utility player, and has a lot of speed there, plays a lot of receiver too, and now coming up a little bit slowly, but a big first down for the Eagles.
Kuchta, I don't know if it was the injury or slipped up for the rain, but he had a nice hole around the left side, could have taken it all the way down inside the 20. He had a wide open lane. Looks like he just got tripped up enough and went down. Couldn't gain his composure. He'll come out with a little bit of a limp. Nice play by Kuchka. They hadn't tried that tonight, showing a different look in the end around. Kuchka makes the most of it.
Robert Keithley comes in to replace Kuchka, and it is a 1st and 10 at the Wasco 45-yard line for Bakersfield Christian, and it's Matt Smith down the middle to around the 40.
The Eagles have shown a perfect balance of running Smith and passing the ball. You expected them to run Smith a lot more in the first half, but they were a pass-first, run-second team. That's something they haven't shown all season. Smith is their money back. He's going to get about 30 carries a game or more. But tonight, Jake Thompson on most plays going back to pass the ball. Everything has been working out pretty well for the Eagles.
And the ball will be spotted at the 41-yard line, but we'll have to wait for the 4th quarter as the 3rd quarter expires, as Wasco ties it back up 15-all. We go into the 4th quarter of this Division IV section title game, the Valley Championship.
Mike, this is as good as high school football gets. What more could you want? The championship game. These two teams knowing that this is the biggest game they will ever play, likely, putting it all out on the field. No matter what happens in the rest of the lives of all these kids, they're going to look back to this game as a landmark in their lives. And we are here tied 15-15. Could be a huge upset by Bakersfield Christian. They didn't expect to be in this situation. I don't think Bakersfield Christian fans expected to see this situation. Wasco blew them out 49-0 just a month ago on the same field. But the Eagles playing the game of their lives tonight. Wasco getting that touchdown late in the 3rd quarter. They're picking up momentum. Both sidelines rocking and loving this environment. This is championship football at its best, Mike.
And it will be a 2nd and 6 to start this 4th quarter at the 41-yard line after the teams switch sides of the field.
It's a wet field out there, too.
And if Wasco is able to get a stop here and get the ball back, how much momentum would that be for the Wasco fans in front of us?
There were a couple times in the game where it looks like it was almost going to get out of hand for Wasco. Nothing going their way. Right now tied 15-15. Anybody's ball game with 1 quarter to play.
Thompson hands off to Smith, and he is stopped quickly in the backfield. And he's able to fall forward, so he does get a short gain, and now we have some late flags coming in.
Look like Chris Aguilar getting into the backfield once again. He's the team's leading tackler for Wasco. We'll see what the flag is. Looks like an illegal hit on the Tigers. After a nice play on defense, it's the last thing you want to see. Not a lot of penalties tonight, but they've been about evenly split. Eagles getting the benefit of that one to keep this drive going. Jake Thompson, he's got so much swagger tonight. He's completed most of his balls. The running game is working well.
So it's a 1st and 10 for Bakersfield Christian at the 25-yard line with 11:43 to play in this championship game. And Matt Smith gets his call. He breaks away from one tackler and gains some more yardage up the left sideline and out of bounds.
Matt Smith, the big physical sophomore running back for Bakersfield Christian. He had just 2 carries for 15 yards when he played Wasco on this field a month ago during the regular season. He had some foot injuries, but he's been better in the last few games of the season. He runs for over 150 yards a game, and he is the key to this running game for the Eagles.
2nd and 1 at the 16-yard line. Thompson looks to the sideline to get the call.
Looks like Eagles going no huddle now.
And he hands off to Matt Smith again, and he gets hit, but stays on his feet and keeps driving forward for the 1st down.
Matt Smith just believing, using that 6'1 frame, pushing through, and that will be a 1st down for the Eagles to move the chains again. Wasco defense There are no slouches. They are a good D. They have a big defensive line, tremendous tacklers and the linebackers in the secondary. But Bakersfield Christian upending them tonight, finding the holes for Matt Smith, keeping this drive alive. 11 minutes left in regulation, all tied at 15.
Thompson hands it left and finding room, and the touchdown
Kuchta!
is Kuchta. And what a score there for Hayden Kuchta. A nice little play there, some trickeration, misdirection, and a 13-yard score gives the Eagles the lead.
Hayden Kuchta, his second touchdown on the night. He opened up the game with a long touchdown reception over the middle. This time goes up the middle again on the run. Shows his speed, the junior, making the most of his football playing every single time he touches the ball, whether it be on offense or defense. And he gives the Eagles a big lead late in the game.
Jake Fortnum's extra point up and good.
That is money.
And it is 22-15 with the underdogs, Bakersfield Christian, on top of undefeated Wasco. But a lot of time left, Jordan, 11:08 to play.
So much time for Wasco. They don't really have a passing end. They're going to run the ball. But on that last drive, getting Casper Lopez out in the open, they showed what they do so well. They are a game-breaking kind of team. They can take a ball and run 70 yards. 5 different guys can do that on any play. So as long as there is time on the clock and Wasco is within 1 score, Wasco's got to be feeling pretty confident knowing the kind of team they have. Bakersfield Christian, on the other hand, this is the best game they've played all season. Wasco is a tremendous opponent. The dominant number 1 seed going into these playoffs. They've blown out everyone they played in the quarterfinals. Had a big win. In the semifinals, another big win. Scores of 54-14 over Arvin in the quarterfinal. They beat Chowchilla to get here 63-13 on this field. They beat these Bakersfield Christian Eagles 49-0 a month ago in the regular season. And here we are in the fourth quarter. The Wasco Tigers in unprecedented territory, trailing in the fourth quarter, down 22-15 in the biggest game of their lives.
And we'll have a chance to reconcile that. They can field the kickoff cleanly and do. Austin Kent taking it across the 20 to around the 24-yard line, and that's where the Tigers will take over.
Well, the rain was coming down, Mike. It looks like it's dried up a little, and it might be the right timing for that. We have some pretty good conditions. It's cool. It's late in the fall. And here we go. Championship football, the Valley title on the line. Wasco coming out for one of the biggest drives they will ever see as football players. Kyle Wadle to lead his team. Can he respond to that Eagles touchdown?
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line, and it's Sharp running up the right side, and he will pick up about 3 or 4 on first down.
This is a massive offensive line that Wasco has. They work out in the weight room at every opportunity. They're big, and they will push you around. Bakersfield Christian is outmatched, but what they've been doing so well, what Gerald Perucci wanted to instill in his players, is to find ways, use schemes to trip up the offensive linemen, hold them right at the line. They've been doing that so well tonight, and they're showing it here late in the game.
2nd and 7, and running up the right side, or make that the left side. I'm looking at the game the wrong way, but
Terrence Grinner.
Grinner that time.
So
about a 3-yard gain. He'll make it 3rd and short.
Mike,
3rd and about 2 at 32.
Another 3rd down. Tigers going no huddle.
And this time it's Sharp picking up the first down and more, breaking away at midfield. He's at the 40, foot race at the 30. He could score, and he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. They can retie it with the extra point.
Ricky Sotil, one of the fastest players on the Bakersfield Christian team, had a chance to run him down. Isaiah Sharp used all of his energy and momentum to get down there, breaks the tackle at the 10-yard line, gets in for the touchdown, the biggest score of his life to give the Tigers an opportunity to tie this game. Wowza.
68-yard score for Isaiah Sharp, and Tigers trying to tie it up with the extra point.
Oh, if you're a football fan, this is as good as it gets. These teams are playing their best games right now. Phenomenal football in the fourth.
Extra point by Muffin, up and good, and we have a tie game once again at the 9:58 mark of the fourth quarter in this section championship game in Division 4, the Valley title game, Jordan, all knotted at 22.
Carlos Morfin's extra point to knot it up at 22. Both teams, the last drive looked perfect. It's incredible right now. These guys are reaching down for something. They're reaching deep, finding the best qualities they have in them. All of their energy, all of the momentum, anything they have left. You know these teams have got to be tired. They've been hitting each other hard. They've been pushing each other around. And it's all got to come down to 9 minutes, 58 seconds for the Valley title. Wasco dreaming of their first championship in 60 years. They're the heavy favorites tonight. Feeling good. They just tied it up. Jumping up and down on the sidelines. 4,000 fans waving orange towels. This is as good as it gets. I'm loving this.
And kickoff short, caught at the 30, bounces out of bounds. As it was Ricky Sotil trying to field that one, and luckily close to the sideline, so it just goes out of bounds. Bakersfield Christian takes over, but Jordan, how much pressure on the Eagles now to answer now that Wasco's offense is in rhythm?
It's been a back and forth game in this fourth quarter. Eagles seeing if they can do it again. Jake Thompson, the senior quarterback, playing in the biggest game of his life, following in the footsteps of great quarterbacks here like Derek Carr at Bakersfield Christian, the Fresno State star quarterback right now who won a championship in 2008. That was the last time Bakersfield Christian hoisted the championship title. Tonight, Jake Thompson playing in the biggest game of his life. He's got 9:58 to do some more.
Thompson fakes left and fires down the field, and it is caught by Jackson. And Josh Jackson, the big reception down to the 31-yard line.
That
and a 39-yard 39-yard pass and catch.
That was an absolute thing of beauty, Mike. Perfect pass, gorgeous rainbow spiral by the quarterback. Jake Thompson, he's 5'9", he's not that big, but he has a cannon for an arm, and Josh Jackson has been an incredible target tonight, having the best game of his life. Oh boy, these guys are pulling out something. I don't know where they get it from, but the quality tonight.
Thompson hands off to Smith, running straight ahead and able to fall forward and pick up a couple of yards down to the 30. As the clock rolls to 9:20 left, all knotted at 22 apiece here at Bakersfield Christian, the big underdog to Wasco, who blew them out 49-0 in the regular season and tore through their entire regular season and playoff schedule until this section championship game. And now the Eagles deep into Bakersfield, or make that Wasco territory on 1st and 10 as Thompson keeps it, and it's going to get dropped for no gain.
He gets tackled by the other quarterback, Kyle Wadle, the linebacker, third leading tackler for this Tigers team, making the biggest tackle of the defense for the night.
So that will bring up 3rd down and 8 to go at the 30. And with this crowd so emotional after Wasco has finally gotten in rhythm and making a lot of noise for their Wasco defense, you have to think a little pressure on the Eagles to pick up this first down.
Not an easy environment for Thompson at all on the biggest stage.
Thompson looks left, fires left, and it is caught by Jackson. He breaks away for a first down and more down the left sideline to around the 11-yard line. What a big third down pickup for the first down.
Goodness, Josh Jackson making it look fun tonight. Terrence Grinner all over him. Grinner had a chance for the pick, and then Jackson wrestled it away and got 10 more yards out of it. Josh Jackson, I believe that's 8 catches for the young man tonight, the junior star receiver for the Eagles. Incredible play.
We roll inside the 8-minute mark, and a 1st and 10 for Bakersfield Christian at the 12-yard line, and they hand off left, and getting stopped quickly was Kuchta.
Chris Aguilar gets in the backfield there. That was the touchdown play the last drive, trying to do it from the same exact spot. Kuchta this time gets popped by Aguilar, saying, I'm not having any of that business. Great play by Aguilar getting in the backfield. Second
All
and
knotted
11.
up at 22 apiece, and 2nd and 11 at the 13-yard line. And Thompson looks left and gets Smith, and can he hold on to it? He does not hold on to it. It hits the ground, and that'll bring up a 3rd and long.
Pass was a little low. Thompson hit Smith for the 2nd touchdown of the night on the same kind of play. A little out pass, a little low there. That brings it 3rd and 11. Once again, with a good kicker, you don't want to turn over the ball. There's 7 minutes left in this game and an opportunity to take the lead either with a field goal or a touchdown for the Eagles. You got to play smart here. And to do that, it's going to be a timeout actually by Wasco. Russ Prado going to talk it over with his defense.
So Wasco 12-0 on the season, and Bakersfield Christian 10-2. One of their only 2 losses came to Wasco here just a month ago, 49-0, but able to play with the Tigers and play ahead of the Tigers much of this game, as we're knotted at 22 with 7:07 left to play in this Division IV Section Championship game here on PlayOnSports.com and Friday Night Football.
If you're a Wasco Tiger fan, August 24th, you beat Miramonte 52-20. From that point on, it's been a direct blowout run toward a championship here in the Valley. No one expected to see this, such a tight game against a heavy underdog like Bakersfield Christian. Most fans were expecting to play Mission Oak, a tough opponent, a big opponent. They were knocked out by the Eagles last week, and the Eagles looking to take a lead right here late in the championship game.
3rd and 11 at the 13-yard line. Thompson looks left, fires left for Jackson, and it's caught, and he has room inside the 5, and it'll be close. The 1st down marker at about the 2-yard line.
Jose Robledo with the big tackle.
And it is well short, a couple of yards short, and it looks like Bakersfield Christian, will they kick or they will take a timeout to talk it over? What do you think, Jordan?
Oh, boy. I mean, when you're facing Wasco, you expect the Tigers to score touchdowns just about any time they have the ball. So a field goal lead does not feel comfortable. At the same time, how do you pass up on 3 points? To take the lead this late in the game, on the road, as the underdog, a field goal would be huge here. I think you got to take the 3.
Take the lead. Decision here for head coach Gerald Perucci in his first year as head coach of the Eagles. He was offensive coordinator previously and has equaled the win total already of the last 2 years in his first year as head man.
Yeah, a couple seasons ago was a losing season. Last season, Bakersfield Christian snuck into the playoffs with a 6-win season. This year, they have turned it all around, going 10-2, and here they are knocking on the door against the best team in the Valley, Wasco, and it looks like
they will go for it as Thompson back out on the field, and now there's motion before the snap, and that's going to be a false start.
Hayden Kuchka jumping out of position. He didn't move laterally, and you can't do that. You can't move vertically when you're on offense from the set. That will be a 5-yard penalty. Well, I think now you got to bring in the kicker.
But with Wasco, like you said, Jordan, so talented on offense and looking much more like that offense here late in the 3rd quarter and now into the 4th quarter,
Oh, Gerald Perucci's got some guts here. He's going to still go for it. 4th and 7. He had 4th and 2. The false start now makes it 4th and 7. Still going to go for it. A lot of confidence from Perucci and his players.
Ball at the 9-yard line for Thompson. And he's going to keep it and try and get in. And ball hits the ground. He looks like he's able to get back on top of it, but that will be a turnover on downs. And the Tigers get the football with 6:36 on the clock and a tie game at 22.
Huge play. The fumble almost didn't matter there. I'm a little surprised going for the draw play and the call. Maybe do that on a 4th and 2, but you got a 4th and 7. Thompson hasn't had much luck running the ball tonight from scrimmage. In that situation, oh boy, I feel like you got to take the points right there. But Perucci, in this underdog game on the road, feeling like, why not? Everything is gone the way of Bakersfield Christian for the most part. Go for it on 4th down to try to get that touchdown and make Wasco score a touchdown to tie it up. But you give it away.
1st and 10 at the 11. It's Sharp, and he gets stopped quickly.
Great hit there by Grant Bauma for the Eagles. The talented junior, leading tackler for the Eagles. He's had a great game tonight. You really got to hand it to the Eagles, D. Everyone, they play defense by committee. They have tackled so well, and Wasco is not used to that. They saw something brand new tonight, a defense that made it frustrating. So here we go. 6 minutes left, and Wasco's got a whole field to drive to try to get points.
2nd and 8 at the 13-yard line, and breaking away at the 35-yard line
Casper
is yet
Lopez.
again Casper Lopez.
The little guy making the big runs tonight. That's his second big burst up the middle. Looks a little banged up after that. Maybe got the wind knocked out of him.
A 22-yard gain moves the chains and a lot more for Wasco as we roll inside 6 minutes now.
Could this be the drive that they talk about for generations? Right here.
And it is Lopez again.
Wasco with their running game.
My mistake, that was Sharp. Lopez was on the sideline. I had trouble seeing that number, but Lopez,
Casper Lopez comes back in after getting beaten up a little. With this kind of running attack and 5 minutes left, Wasco could work the clock here and get a score late with hardly any time left for Bakersfield Christian.
Sharp, right side. Short gain across the 40 to around the 42-yard line. So that'll bring up 3rd and a long 3, maybe 4, as we now all of a sudden tick down inside 5 minutes. All knotted at 22.
Mike, most fans on this Wasco sideline standing right now. The drama is intense, tied late in the game, and a big drive.
And it's Sharp on 3rd down, and he's going to get the 1st down by about half a yard to the 46-yard line. The Tigers keep the chains moving.
Bakersfield Christian, I was wondering coming into the second half, do they have the energy? Do they have the muscle and the will left in them to stop this big offensive line of Wasco? Wasco so used to pushing opponents around. Tonight they have had trouble from Bakersfield Christian playing bigger than themselves.
And it's Sharp, right, across midfield, breaking away inside the 40 and pulled down at the 36-yard line.
Isaiah Sharp, 3 broken tackles, making this Wasco crowd believe. The Wasco fans on their feet, looking around at each other, getting excited, all yelling 1st down. Smiles are big. The excitement is up. We've got 4 minutes left in the championship game. This is incredible.
Tigers taking time off the clock on this drive.
That offensive line asserting their force, doing what they do.
Now inside 4 minutes as breaking away inside is Casper Lopez.
Little Casper Lopez, 5'7", doing it again. He's banged up once again, reaching for his stomach, and hope he's all right. Hope he can get off the field. Casper his third big burst up the middle tonight. Wes Prado's going to talk to his junior and take him to the sideline. Casper Lopez has about 100 yards in the game. Really the unsung hero this season for the Wasco Tigers. And some of the biggest runs of his life and the biggest game of his life, the Valley title in his junior season, helping his Tigers work it down the field.
3:44 to play and 22 all. And it's Sharp breaking away inside for a nice gain on first down, picking up about 8.
If the Tigers can punch it in here, this could be the drive they talk about for years here in this town of Wasco. It's been 60 years since the Black and Orange have been able to claim a title. They are so close right now, knocking on the door with the first time to take the lead since the first quarter.
2nd and 3 at the 9-yard line. And the handoff to Sharp up the right side. And he scores. And the Tigers retake the lead with 3 minutes on the clock. Leading by 6 before the extra point.
Isaiah Sharp, his third touchdown of the game. 38th rushing touchdown of the season, and none bigger to take the lead with 3 minutes left in the championship game. Isaiah Sharp, just a sophomore, and that could be the highlights he will always remember. What a run.
And we're going to have it, what's likely an illegal procedure penalty that'll move the extra point back a little bit.
Wow. Look at this drama. You got 3 minutes left. No matter what, Bakersfield Christian is going to have to drive down for a touchdown. And you got all the weapons with receiver like Josh Jackson playing the game of his life. It's going to be offsides on Bakersfield Christian, so it looks like they'll re-kick. But 3 minutes left, plenty of time for the Eagles.
Morphins, extra point. Good. And Wasco the lead by 7 with 3 minutes flat left in this Valley title game.
What a game, Mike. Wasco's offensive line, the heroes of this second half, coming into the half down by 8 points. They've been able to put drives together, find the holes for Casper Lopez, find the holes near the goal line for Isaiah Sharp. And Sharp punches in his third touchdown of the game. Tigers, 29-22, 7-point lead. Wasco fans getting excited. They can now taste, for the very first time all night, the possibility that this championship could be real. And 60 years of waiting, a 60-year drought, could finally come to an end with a Wasco title.
Wasco trailing much of this game after just tearing through their entire season schedule thus far, and now giving their fans a lot of energy here in the stands with a 7-point lead and 3 minutes to play.
This is the only second half drama these fans have seen all season. And what a kick.
Caught at the 6-yard line and breaking a couple of tackles to the 25. And that's Zach Balfans with the return.
Zach Balfans, very nice return. They needed some good field position to start this drive. The Eagles have played pretty well. The only drive where they struggled tonight and didn't get a first down was where they started inside their 10-yard line. Tough to get out of there, but some good field position. Balfans gives the Eagles a nice starting point. And here comes Jake Thompson.
As the Wasco fans get loud for their Tiger defense, Bakersfield Christian takes over on their own 27 with 2:55 left to try and tie it back up in the Valley title game. Thompson looks left, fires left, and connects with it's Keith Blank for a short gain.
Nice catch by Blank. He has so much speed. If you're Wasco, you really have to watch him, play him tight, and possibly put double coverage on him It looks like that's what Wasco's been doing on Keith Blank in the second half. You got Josh Jackson on the other side. So many weapons right now for Bakersfield Christian.
Thompson looks right, now looks downfield trying to scramble away from pressure, and fires left over the head of Blank, though. And that'll bring up a huge third down with 2:21 to play, and the Tigers holding the lead over Bakersfield Christian, 29-22.
Great coverage right there by Wasco. Garrett Johnson, the big defensive lineman, getting in the backfield. And a 3rd and 6. Really, you're looking at four down territory the rest of the game for Jake Thompson and the Eagles. Wasco fans getting loud.
Thompson hands it off to Smith, and he's going to pick up the first down easily all the way up to the 39-yard line.
Matt Smith, one of the biggest runs he will ever have on a 3rd and 6, cranks out the first down, keeps this drive going. Big-time run for the sophomore tailback.
2:10 to play. Bakersfield Christian trying to keep their championship hopes alive. Blank has it at the 40 and pulled down at the 43-yard line. Call it the 44 on the tackle.
Wasco fans chanting, "I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win."
Now inside 2 minutes, 1:44 to play on first down. Smith close to midfield, and there's a late flag thrown in the backfield.
I'm afraid this will be a holding on the Eagles. Such a nice hole for Matt Smith after a little bit of a blitz by the Tigers. Almost looked too good to be true. Wasco fans and players pointing toward the Eagles, and it looks like it will be on the offense.
And that is a huge penalty with 1:38 to play. And
Illegal man
lead.
Illegal man downfield for the Eagles. Coach Gerald Perucci trying to understand what that call was. 1:38 left. You're driving, things are going your way, and that might be a big penalty.
And officials talking it over, trying to get the call right.
Just to keep in mind, the Bakersfield Christian Eagles have 2 timeouts left. They spent one of them earlier in the quarter. 2 timeouts left, 1:38 left on the clock. In high school football, the clock stops when you get a first down to move the chains. So right now there is enough time on the clock, and they're going to take away the penalty. They say forget about it. That was a long conversation. But that's big for the Eagles because I believe that was a first down run by Matt Smith. And yes, they will keep the chains moving. Clock will not run.
A first down and 10 with 1:38 left and the tip of the ball at midfield. Thompson pumping and firing down the field, left side, and just short and off the hands of Blank. He had to come back for that one and thrown just behind him.
A little bit underthrown, and Terrence Grinner had an opportunity there to make a pick, just couldn't get his legs underneath him. This is a slippery field we have now, and with 1.5 minutes left, that was a big play on defense by Grinner, being able to stay in coverage.
Second down and 10, 1:27 to play, and Bakersfield Christian in need of a touchdown to tie it up. And it's Matt Smith breaking away inside the 40 down to the 35-yard line, and that's been working pretty well, catching the Tigers off balance.
You couldn't ask for a better script of a game right here. Back and forth, a fourth quarter where both teams have played flawlessly on offense. Matt Smith making a huge run, one of his longest gains of the night, and it couldn't come at a better time.
1:12 and ticking. Thompson hands off to Smith, and he's up the middle for another 4 or 5 yards down to around the 30-yard line as the clock is going to tick down to 1:02, and the timeout will be called by Bakersfield Christian.
Bakersfield Christian plays a no-huddle offense. That's what they've done on most drives during the season. So they can certainly count on Jake Thompson with what he does on the line, calling plays from the line, calling audibles and checkdowns to do everything he needs to do with a minute left. They're going to use that timeout. Think about it. Bakersfield Christian, it's amazing what they've done tonight. Wasco is one of the best defenses in the Valley, one of the best defenses they've faced all season. Bakersfield Christian, they just believe in what they do. They don't have the best athletes in the Valley. They are definitely undersized on the offensive and defensive line. They've played a hard-fought game against one of the best opponents you could ever see on a football field at this level in the state of California. And somehow, here they are, knocking on the door to try to tie the game against the heavily favored Wasco Tigers on a field where they were blown out a month ago, 49-0. Jake Thompson, can he be the hero?
2nd and 7 with 1:02 to play. At the 31-yard line, Eagles need 6. Thompson pressure coming, he gets rid of it, and it's short and picked off at the 10-yard line, and Wasco picking it off and still on his feet, and finally being brought down at midfield as the Wasco fans go crazy.
Chris Aguilar, the hero on that play, bringing the pressure. He got to the backfield. He got to Thompson, and that caused the underthrow. Terrence Gritter with the interception and the long run back. And you can hear the cowbells and the horns wailing away on the Wasco sideline. Here they are, just 45 seconds away from their first championship title in generations. It was 1952, and it could happen in less than a minute. Oh, what a play by Aguilar getting in the backfield. The first time all night, Thompson has been pressured when he threw the ball. Couldn't come at a better time for the Tigers. Terrence Gritter making the clutch interception.
2 timeouts for Bakersfield Christian.
I believe just one left. They had 2 timeouts coming into the drive. They took one.
Now it's just one. We corrected our scoreboard, and it is just 1 timeout. So Wasco should be able to seal it, and they will be able to get a championship for the first time in 60 years, 29-22, and now it's just a matter of time. The clock just needs to roll down. Wasco will snap it one more time and be the Valley champions.
Gerald Perucci has that timeout left, but he's going to make the classy move and let this game end here in the drizzle coming down. All they need is one more knee. Kyle Wadle.
And that will be the championship. A perfect season for Wasco Union. The Tigers 13-0 and the Valley champions.
What a game, Mike. We saw everything tonight. It went right down to the end. This was a game that nobody expected to be close. Bakersfield Christian, those players playing the best games of their life. They played their hearts out. They put it all out on the line. They had the lead late into the second half. The Tigers doing enough on offense and defense in the end and making the big play. Terrence Gritter getting that final interception to put this game away and give Wasco their first title in 60 years. Congratulations, Wasco Tigers. You did it. 29-22, a victory in a game that had so much drama. I can't wait to watch this replay.
And how much adversity did Wasco overcome? Not looking like the same team they've been in the first half, and coming back in the third quarter and the fourth quarter and overcoming the adversity to get the championship and the perfect season.
Unbelievable. Isaiah Sharp, sophomore running back, had 3 touchdowns tonight, make the big runs when it counted. Casper Lopez, the little 5'7" backup running back, made some huge cuts and huge runs tonight, had about 100 yards on the ground. He was really the difference maker in the second half, and the Tigers find a way to win it 29-22 to win the title here in the Valley.
So we will stay on the air while the trophy is presented, and Jordan, we'll have you go running down and we'll work on getting a player of the game. As Wasco, the championship 29-22. And we will be back with postgame in a moment here on PlayOnSports.com.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3, beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
here on the PlayOnSports.com post-game show as Wasco wins the Valley Championship, their first in 60 years, 29-22 over Bakersfield Christian. And here with quarterback Wadell. Had trouble with that all night, but you had a great game. You guys went through a lot of emotions. Take me through that game and winning your school's first championship in 60 years.
We beat them 49-0 the first time, and I think we took advantage of that. We came out a little flat, and they punched us in the mouth. And second half, we had to answer back, and you know what? Our team stepped up, and the emotions right now, they're crazy. It hasn't been done in 6 years. You saw the people out here. It's unbelievable.
What did Coach Brado at halftime? What did he talk to you guys about? It was the first time you guys have ever been down or even really close at halftime.
You know what? There wasn't much you could say. He looked at us and said, adversity. How are you going to handle it? We came out and handled it, and you know what? We won.
Talk about what was different. What made it so much tougher this time than last time when you blew them out 49-0?
They knew what we were going to do. They knew we were going to run right at them. And you know, they were ready for it. They punched us in the mouth first. They were playing on our side of the ball like us playing on their side of the ball. They pushed harder than us in the first half. And second half, you know, it was still just plays were made.
Absolutely. And 13-0, perfect season, Valley champions. How does that feel?
It's unbelievable. It's something I've dreamt about. My dad's offensive coordinator did an awesome job. And ever since I was a little boy, told me this is what you're going to go. The group you were with, you're going to go up. You're going to win the Valley title the first time for this town.
Congratulations, a perfect season. Valley champions, 29-22 over Bakersfield Christian here at Wasco High School. We'll be back in a minute to wrap up the championship game. Back here on PlayOnSports.com post-game show as Wasco completes an undefeated season thus far. They might be eligible to get into a bowl game, but a big win tonight. Their first Valley championship in 60 years in a tough
they deserve to keep him out and play for another one.
Yeah, it took a lot out of them to get it done though tonight, as it looked like it might be all Bakersfield Christian early on in the game.
This is why they play the game. Bakersfield Christian, huge underdog. We did not expect to see them play this well, let alone tie the game or take the lead. But they did that. The Eagles played the game of their life. You got to hand it to Gerald Perucci and this Eagles team in his first season as coach. They got a lot of juniors. They will be back next year, and I think maybe a favorite in this area in the Valley to win it next year because they return so many stars. You got sophomore running back Matt Smith, a phenomenal game, went over 100 yards tonight. Some of his biggest runs were in the fourth quarter. And you could just see all that drama, all the quality of these players on the Eagles side. Everything culminated in the second half of the biggest game of their lives. Josh Jackson, over 8 catches, over 150 yards receiving. He'll be back. What can you say about this offense? And the defense played their hearts out tonight.
Yeah, and Wasco, you got to give them credit for not folding in that second half when it just really looked like they weren't the same team.
The Wasco Tigers turned it around in the second half. The offensive line, as much as they struggled in the first half, came with it, and they put together 3 straight touchdown drives to win this game, with the Wasco fans going wild. I mean, talk about the drama. There were some worried looks here in Wasco, thinking 60 years and all season since August, they're expecting this is our year. And there was so much doubt through most of this game. What a tremendous turnaround. Wasco does it, and they win 29-22 in a game that these fans and these players will always remember for the rest of their lives.
13-0 Wasco. That'll wrap it up for us. For Jordan Sandler, I'm Mike McConnell on PlayOnSports.com and our whole crew. Thank you so much for joining us, and stay with us for basketball season and more football throughout the weekend.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.